Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. My presentation focuses on the landmark Supreme Court case, Federal Trade Commission, also known as the FTC versus Actavis Inc., a case that significantly reshaped the relationship between patent law, antitrust regulation, and the pharmaceutical industry. This case study explores how so-called reversed payment or pay-for-delay settlements impact drug prices, competition, and the overall healthcare system. Here's an overview of what I'll be covering today. We'll begin with the legal and regulatory background that led to this case. Then I'll walk through the facts and timeline of the dispute, the decisions made at each level of the court system, and the major legal issues involved. After that, I will provide an analysis of the case's significance and discuss the broad implications for healthcare, pharmaceuticals, and regulatory policy. Finally, I'll wrap up with a brief conclusion. Background. To understand this case, it's important to first understand the Hatch-Waxman Act, which governs how generic drugs enter the market. Under this framework, a generic drug manufacturer can challenge a brand name drug's patent by filing what is called a Paragraph 4 certification. This essentially claims that either the patent is invalid, or the generic version will not infringe on the patent. The first generic challenger earns a valuable 180-day exclusivity period if it successfully enters the market. However, the structure of this law unintentionally created an incentive for reverse payment settlements, situations where the brand name drug company actually pays the generic manufacturer to delay entering the market. These are the pay-for-delay agreements at the heart of the Actavis case. Some case facts. Now let's look at what actually happened. Solvay Pharmaceuticals manufactured Androgel, which is a testosterone replacement therapy, and received a patent in 2003. Soon after, three generic manufacturers, Actavis, Paddock, and Par, filed Paragraph 4 challenges claiming Solvay's patent was invalid. This triggered automatic patent litigation. In 2006, the FDA approved Actavis' generic version, but instead of releasing the drug, Actavis and other generic companies entered into settlement agreements with Solvay. Solvay paid the generics tens of millions of dollars, and in exchange, the generics agreed not to enter the market until 2015, 5 years before the patent expired, but still delaying competition. The Federal Trade Commission saw these payments as anti-competitive and filed a lawsuit in 2009. District and Appeals Court. The case first went to the U.S. District for the Northern District of Georgia, which dismissed the FTA's complaint. The district court applied what was called the scope of patent test, meaning that as long as the settlement fell within the patent's lifespan, it was considered lawful. The 11th Circuit Court of Appeals affirmed the dismissal. It agreed that because Solvay's patent could legally exclude competitors, any agreement that did not extend beyond the patent's term could not violate antitrust laws. Both courts emphasized the public policy favoring settlements and ruled in favor of the pharmaceutical companies. The Supreme Court decision. The case then went to the U.S. Supreme Court, which issued a major decision in 2013. In a 5-3 ruling, the Supreme Court rejected the broad immunity that the lower courts had given these reverse payment agreements. The court held that reverse payments can sometimes violate antitrust laws, and they should be evaluated under the rule of reason standard. The court explained that large unexplained payments may indicate that the patent holder is attempting to preserve monopoly profits by avoiding the risk of losing the patent in litigation. This decision opened the door for FTC and private plaintiffs to challenge pay-for-delay deals in court. Legal issues. This case raised several major legal questions. First, are pay-for-delay deals anti-competitive? These agreements delay the entry of cheaper generic drugs, keeping prices high. Second, how should courts balance patent rights with antitrust policy? Patent laws gives a company the right to exclude competitors, but antitrust law protects competitive markets. These cases forced the Supreme Court to consider where to draw the line between these two competing legal principles. An analysis, why the case mattered. Now let's explore why this case matters. Reverse payment settlements significantly impact the cost of healthcare. Studies such as Hemphill 2006 show that these agreements exploit loopholes in the Hatch-Waxman Act and delay consumer access to affordable medications. From an ethical standpoint, as Janice explained in our textbook, companies must balance profitability with public welfare. Paying competitors to stay out of the market may be legally defensible, but raises serious ethical concerns. Furthermore, legal scholars like Hubbenkamp and his co-authors note that patent law must not be used as a tool to coordinate anti-competitive behavior. This case reinforces that patents cannot serve as shields for collusion. Overall, activists highlighted the need for stronger oversight and more transparent settlement agreements in the pharmaceutical industry. Implications. The activist decision has had widespread consequences. First, it strengthened the FTC's ability to challenge anti-competitive settlements, increasing accountability in the pharmaceutical market. Second, drug companies have shifted toward alternate types of settlements, such as allowing early entry date rather than cash payments. Third, by reducing the number of anti-competitive pay-for-delay deals, the decision has contributed to lower drug costs and improved access to generic medications. For healthcare administrators and policymakers, this case underscores the importance of compliance and active monitoring of industry practices. In conclusion, FTC and activists is one of the most influential antitrust and pharmaceutical cases of the past decade. It reshaped the legal landscape by rejecting automatic protection for reverse payment settlements and affirming the antitrust law plays a vital role in protecting consumers. The case ensures that patent rights cannot be used to undermine competition or delay affordable medication access. It stands as a critical reminder that innovation and competition must work together to serve the public interest. Thank you for listening.